For Reaper Metal Productions, I am Adam of Unbaptized Records, making a brand new video for you today. Today I'm going to go over some of my favorite 7-inch records. I only own probably about 150, 200 7-inches. And then I have a decent amount of non-metal 7-inch records, some that I inherited from family and a few individuals that I picked up here and there from songs I like by bands that pretty much like one or two songs, so especially some of the classic stuff from the 60s, 70s, 80s. I don't really bother getting a whole album if it's just going to be one or two songs. And since singles were plentiful back then, and that's usually the song I know by the band, it was easy to collect. But I'd say metal 7-inches, I probably own between 150 and 200. And I went through them. I could probably make a couple album or a couple of videos for sure, going over my favorites. And I have a few that are signed, but they're actually up on the wall right now. So maybe that'll be a separate video. But just a quick little synopsis of a few of my favorites, some of which you may have seen before, but I'll try to talk about a few that you probably haven't. The first one here is an Ohio band, Sacrifixion. And this one I did learn about through Hellcast back in the day. So 4 songs, 2 on each side. This is a just purely 7-inch band. I think this is the only release they did. So 2021, Hells. There, and not sure, it just has like their tough guy names in here, but I think these are like all just kind of natives, I think either Ohio or the surrounding area, but pretty cool. Fairly limited, I think, to maybe like 100 on red. I grabbed that like immediately, so definitely cool. Some dirty death metal for you. Check them out. I don't think they have any more of the red LPs. I think those are long gone, but pick up the black LP or just check it out online or something. But Sacrifixion, really good release. It's called Shower Me in Death. So great 7-inch, and that's the only thing available by the band. So if you don't grab it, it's the only release to have as far as I know. And next is a fantastic release that I've been mentioning a few times. Got to show it off on camera again, but this has been one of my favorites. This is the Spider Diabolis split. So Spider's like a fairly newer band. I know I've talked about them, I've shown off their stuff. I could probably do a deep dive through their LP and CD that I have, or their full length and EP, and then hopefully that demo. But you know, I've already shown this off, so really not much detail here. But the B-side, the hardcore band from New Hampshire, I've mentioned, they're definitely worth checking out too. And I think Singril Records still has some copies, so definitely go and check them out. That's where I got mine. Or, you know, just hop over to Discogs. You'll probably find it on there. Alright, next I kind of have a 2-4. Both very similar. One is very literal. The other one a little less literal. But it's the band Sacred Reich. It just split with Iron Reagan. So this is on a Metal Blades record release here. The reason I say this is related to the next album is because the song is Don't Do It, Donnie. So not going to get into politics or whatever, but it's a very interesting anti-Trump song. So whether you like him or not, I mean, still a catchy song, but I guess if you like him, you're probably not going to like the song. But I just think it's a catchy song regardless, and it's it's Sacred Reich. They're pretty liberal, so that's what you're going to expect from them. But the next one, it's if you're familiar with AC, then hopefully you're familiar with AT as well. So if you know who AC is, and you can tell by the logo what this is, then you could probably figure out. The T stands for Trump. So this is Travis Ryan of Cal Decapitation, signed here, huge. So this is his grind project with another person, just, you know, lame old black vinyl. But this is just single-sided, and there's probably there's 30 songs, and it's all one-sided. So all super silly, short, grindcore, all names that would definitely get you in trouble if you said them out loud and in most circumstances. So mostly quotes from him, and just pretty funny in my book. So, and I also have the full length. It's just a single-sided LP, and it's got 100 songs on it. So interesting project to say the least. So now for the next 4 years we may be getting more of it, I don't know, but interesting to say the least. So next we have a split, a little less controversial here. This is Crucified Mortals and Exorcism. And cool thing about this is, you know, this has Reaper, of course, and then Eddie Satan. I think this is the only release he's on, and then Ash Thomas of Faith Extractor and the such. So hopefully when I go to Ohio this year, I'll run into Ash and get him to sign it. But I was lucky enough to meet Eddie when I did go to Ohio last year, and then of course Reaper, and had him sign everything. And Eddie signed both my copies of this, and I gave one to Robert Green, so he has it too. But I got Eddie to sign it there, front. He had fun signing this, so. And he drew some fun little pictures on the other copy, so I gave that one to Rob, so hopefully he liked it. But cool splatter, clear, little black splatter. So I could definitely do a Crucified Mortals deep dive, because I think I own everything they put out except for like maybe one rare thing here or there. But even the full lengths, like for those of you who don't know, like the self-titled album, there's 2 releases. So one release came as a double LP, color LP, and the second LP on that were bonus tracks. So if you're interested in those bonus tracks that came in the self-titled Crucified Mortals, the demo stuff, good, because that may be coming out in the future on Baptized Records. So if you're interested in that, let it be known in the comments. All right, couple more here. Fairly well-known band. The band is Ghoul, Wall of Death. For some reason, this is like the only thing I own by them. I don't know why. I really enjoy the band. I mean, I love Exhumed. Raw Sewage is great, so him on this is fantastic. Not quite sure why this is the only thing I own by them, but this is a great 7-inch, so both songs are awesome. Very much in the standard Ghoul format. Very entertaining. When I went to see Exhumed, and I had everyone sign like all my Exhumed records, and you know, I brought the Pounder 7-inch that I showed at one point for Matt Harvey to sign. I didn't think to bring this for Ross to sign. I assume he's been in the band for the whole time, but just I guess didn't put 2 and 2 together. Didn't think about it, but you know, if I ever see them again, bring that with me. But that is a fantastic release, and I definitely want to get more by Ghoul. So it's kind of like these short releases make you want to come back for more. It's like when you put on an album and you only put it on for, say, 35 minutes worth of music. Has you coming back for more, and that's kind of what that release did. So next is a very popular band. Been around a long time, and definitely one of their bigger 7-inch releases, as far as I know. And I picked this up recently. I'm pretty sure this is a very new pressing, but an older release. And this is Dismember. So, Skin Her Alive. Dismember is fantastic. One of those bands that pretty much everything I've heard by them I like. I love their debut. I love their demos. I love pretty much every release by them. They're one of the few bands that hasn't done anything deplorable yet. And cool, clear vinyl there. So, it does not want to go back in its sleeve, which, by the way, these stupid paper sleeves, whether it's for the 12 inches, picture discs, or it's 7 inches, or anywhere in between, these are the worst. So if you get your hands on those bags, the poly bags, or like the static-free ones, definitely do that, because you know, you don't want that paper scratching stuff up, and obviously always store it outside of sleeve, because you don't want to get ring wear and stuff. But last but not least is a band I found randomly, very similar to that band I mentioned before, the Atrocity exhibit, which I keep looking over here because I'm thinking I might have something else to show, but I think my LPs are scattered. That other album's actually down somewhere else. I had like 7-inch boxes behind me, my record player here, my boombox, so CD and tapes. I also have a Walkman. Underneath there's some more CDs. I have like these wireframe, 3 wireframe things I got from Goodwill, so they have CDs on them. I got my tapes over here, more CDs, LPs. So it's just all scattered. So, this is a really cool band. I think it might be the only thing they did. Horror, Pain, Gore, Death Productions. So they're always good for gore stuff. But band called Maro. So the releases of Slaughter and Slime, and it's a very Carcass Worship release, but it's like the only thing they did. I think they maybe did a 12-inch split with Makatizo, not sure how to pronounce it, but really cool band. Again, very limited. So when I brought up that other band, the Atrocity exhibit, on whatever site I bought that from, I bought this from as well. And it's very similar, where there was just a couple releases. I picked it up randomly because of how it looked. I picked up the tape from that. And the 7-inch was the same. It was like on sale for like $4, and I'm really glad I picked it up because this is some great Carcass style gore grind, and the B side is like a 5-minute song too, so it has that more like slightly later in the early style Carcass, which is cool. So it's still gore grind, but it has like sort of what Pharmacist ended up doing. So just a really good sound overall. Fantastic release. So if you get your hand on this, I had a few copies. I gave a few away, one of which to someone who seems like they never ended up opening it or listening to it, because I feel like it would have been up their alley. So it's kind of too bad they didn't give me any feedback on it, but that's okay. So that's it for this video. I'm going to go through a few more of my 7-inch records and then maybe pull the signed ones off the wall at some point, because I have these little 8x8 frames I got at Walmart for like $1.50, and that's what goes up on the wall. You know, why put art or posters or things you may not enjoy, where I can just put signed 7-inch records on the wall. So let me know what you thought of these, and I'll see you in the next video.